So one of the most important things about preparing to travel in Australia for...
Petrol.
Hey?
Petrol?
No, not petrol. Well, I suppose you do need petrol. Okay. No. Petrol is one of the most important things that you actually do need to think about when you're travelling around Australia. But the other important thing...
The Jeep.
And the Jeep. You do need a tow vehicle. You do need a tow vehicle as well.
Puppy dogs?
Yes, you need to make sure that your dogs are comfortable as well.
Sorry.
There's lots of things. As you can see, there's lots of things that you actually need to think about if you are preparing to travel around Australia long term. And one of those important things is what is going to be your living quarters. What are you going to do? Jeep. What are you going to do?
They can't still remember. There was a Jeep just went past.
There was a Jeep. You've always got to do the Jeep wave or else, you just don't belong. Yes. What were we talking about?
Preparation for going around Australia or travelling full time.
Travelling full time. You do have to put a lot of thought into the van or the camper or the rooftop tent, whatever you feel that you can tolerate for many years of travel. And for us, that's a hybrid van. We've made that choice because...
Yeah, so a lot of you have already seen it, but we've obviously got a forward fold camper, which has been really, really good. But for us, the simplicity of setup it is actually quite simple to set up. But I think the hybrid's a good combination between a caravan and a camper. Isn't it? So especially the lower roof height, much more capable off-road, lots of other stuff which we'll go into, but I've just interrupted, so I'll let Lisa keep going.
Yeah, I think one of the important things is where we're comfortable taking the Jeep, the van must be able to follow, and a hybrid van actually shoots that.
Yeah, most places. There's going to be some places we're not going to take the van just because of risk, etc. But we want to be able to take it most places, hey?
Yeah, alrighty. So, of course, we have been doing a lot of research. Look, to tell you the truth...
I've been doing a lot of research.
I have already made up my choice. I have already made up my decision. I know what I want, and now I am waiting, not so patiently, for Matt to get on board. So some of the things...
To concur with that decision, basically.
Yeah. Look, he needs to know that anything I decide is the right thing to do. But I also need to decide he needs time to come around to that way of thinking. So this is where we're at the moment.
And to clarify, the reality is we both like the same van or the same hybrid. I'm going to call it a van because it's simpler. But we both like the same van. But I'm the sort of person who does due diligence. So I will check everything and go through everything and make sure it's right. Because the reality is we are talking about spending a significant amount of money. So it's got to have everything we need in it. Well, as much as possible. You're never going to find anything perfect, but just as close as possible. And it needs to be strong and needs to be quality.
Yes. So let me tell you what we have done. We have gone to every single camping and caravan show within a 500 kilometre of our house. I feel we have watched every single YouTube van review from Australia possible.
Watched?
Look, Matt's watched, I've listened sometimes. So if you do have a channel and your watch hours have gone up considerably of late, it's probably Matt. Because not only does he watch it once, he watches it over and over and over and over again. But research is very important, and that's the point we're trying to make.
And everyone's research is different as far as what level they do it at.
Yeah. We're talking to manufacturers, and that's what we're actually doing today. We're actually going off to talk to a manufacturer now. And it's a great way of getting to know what your van is capable of, really, isn't it? Yeah,
look, I'm not going to make any bones about it. There's nothing wrong with Chinese vans, etc. Some of them are amazing. But definitely deep down, we would really love an Australian-made van. Downside to that is lead time, etc. It's definitely a consideration. So being able to talk to the manufacturer helps.
It does.
It really does.
Yeah, and another good tip, and what we've been doing as well, is talking to owners of vans as well. So we're actually finding quite a bit of benefit from talking to owners of current vans. We're actually sort of building also a network of people as well, which is really great.
Little tip too, on a lot of the Facebook groups, so a lot of the owner groups for all the different vans and cars, etc., but particularly vans, I've noticed a big percentage of those owner groups are actually run by the manufacturers or the company that sells them. So just be a bit cautious of that, because you can get a bit of a sanitisation of reports, etc. So definitely have a good look at who's actually running the page. It's one tip.
Yeah, that is a good point.
There's a lot of pages out there that are not necessarily owner groups, but you can still reach out to people, and especially if you see they put a photo up of a van that you're interested in, etc.
Yeah.
And YouTube as well, and Instagram and such. Just reach out to people.
And do you know what? The old-fashioned way.
Talking to people.
Talking to people. You're in a campground. You see a van that you're curious about.
Yeah. Remember that.
Take a drink over.
Take a drink over.
Take a drink over. You know.
Do you remember that, everyone? Remember that before internet and before social media, you used to go and talk to people?
Yeah.
It's a rarity these days.
No.
Whoops, going to get run over.
And another tip that we have as well is to actually talk to people who are already doing travel full time. Yeah. You know, obviously that is through YouTube. We're in Brisbane at the moment, and you know, we're talking to people who are in the Northern Territory, who are in Western Australia. You know, we're watching what they're doing, and it's a great way of learning of, you know, previous hiccups. Yeah. And, you know, you use that to form your decision-making process of, you know what, I can tolerate that, but I can't tolerate this, and that helps out considerably.
It's like anything in life. If you can learn from people's mistakes and not make them yourself, it's a much better way to do it. But like Lee said, there's a number of people we follow on Instagram, a number of people we follow on YouTube, etc., that we're talking to both via the socials and independently, as in through direct messaging, etc. And they've all been incredibly helpful. Some really good ideas that we'd never thought of. Hopefully it saves us a lot of money and mistakes, because it's pretty daunting, to be honest, to be going, we're about to downsize to the point where, well, we're doing two stages. We're downsizing from a big house to a unit, then we've got to go from a unit to a van, or a hybrid at that.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole new video, or a whole other video on that topic of downsizing, because we're actually going through that now, and it's like you actually become a whole different person. But keep an eye out for that one, because we will be doing a series of these videos on the preparation.
Prep to travel full time.
Yeah. So another thing too is you need to be comfortable with the price range of the vehicle or the van that you're about to buy. Now, I have changed the price range that I was comfortable with probably 3, maybe 4 times.
Yep.
And that's because of value.
Research.
And research, research.
Going to all those shows.
Going to all those shows.
But it is actually very true. Like, you do go. The one thing that these shows are really, really good for is that you can go in van to van to van. So you can literally go into this van. It's priced at X. You can look at it, and then you can go to the next one. This one's priced at X. What's the difference? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? It's for us. It's helped us narrow it down quite dramatically. It's been very beneficial.
Yes.
And it's surprising how much, even some in the same price range, can be very different.
Yeah, true. Now, the thing is, though, another thing that I discovered, and speaking of minimalisation, there's a Christmas shop, and I love Christmas, but I can't go in there because we're downsizing.
Back on topic.
Christmas shop. Back on topic. Price range, value. but we also like a point of difference with what we buy. We like to be a little bit unique. As I said, I have actually adjusted our price range a few times, because I'm like, oh my God, we're only going to spend 50 grand, we're only going to spend this, we're only going to spend that. And it wasn't until I started to have a concept of the value and the importance of certain things.
Even just the appointment, hey, just the quality of little things, like the quality of the drawers, the quality of the finish, even the colour range.
The colour
It does
range.
make a difference, because some of the vans honestly look like they belong back in the 60s.
They
It's
do.
like some of them are horrible. I don't know who designs the interiors, but they need a kick in the bum.
Yeah. So all this research actually has made me comfortable with the money that we are going to spend on the van that I've already chosen, and I'm just waiting for Matt to catch up.
Can I also say, just talking about price range, everyone's price range is different. You've got some people who will spend. We know people that have spent $200,000 on a. I was not sure. We know people who've spent $200,000 on a camper or a caravan. Sorry, that's not us. But we also know people that are going around and doing travel in, old second-hand vans that were very, very reasonable, great budget.
Yeah.
It doesn't change your experience. It might change some things for like reliability, etc., but it doesn't change the experience. Like someone said on a channel the other day, it doesn't change your view, it doesn't change your campsite. So you need to put a lot of thought into your budget.
Yeah.
What your budget is, what suits you, and ultimately what you're comfortable. That's the big thing. You've got to be comfortable spending it.
Like our friends at Good Different Adventures.
Yeah.
They're travelling, or they were travelling in an A-van. And they had a ball, and they rarely had any issues.
They're doing it hardcore. They're doing it in a shorty, so a short wheelbase JK, nice car, like well built, and like I said, an A-van. So that's, and they're travelling full time. So
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive.
It is very impressive. So it's what you're comfortable with.
Absolutely.
It certainly is.
Yep.
And one thing we have discovered is that there's a lot of vans out there that are very, very similar. So
Yeah.
we've settled on a price range according to the value and our needs.
And to be fair, it's actually more than we wanted to spend.
It is.
And it's still more than I want to spend, but we can now see the value in it.
Yeah, it's that value that has really changed my view on how much money we're going to spend. And having said that, I have seen those vans that are 150, 200k, and I can't see the value in some of them. And others I've just gone, oh wow, they have a wine fridge, that's amazing. So we are about to pull up at one of our manufacturers that we're very keen on. So let's see what we find.
There's a lot of Jeeps here, can I just say?
Is there a lot of Jeeps here?
There's one there, 2 over the road. So yeah, it's a good sign.
It is a good sign.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to go and have a look, and we'll talk to you shortly.
2 hours later.
So we just spent 2 hours?
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours at the manufacturer of a hybrid van place.
Have you noticed we haven't told you a brand yet?
No, we haven't told you, brand. That is a Cecil.
Cecil?
That's a Cecil. The brand is a super secret. All will be revealed anyhow, very shortly. Or maybe not. You'll have to keep watching, because this is going to be a hilarious journey as we decide which hybrid we're going to go with. I've already decided, still waiting for Matt.
It's interesting, we talked prior to going there about budgets and things like that.
I'm now up to my 6th budget figure.
We've just walked out of there potentially spending
15 grand more?
Yeah, 15 grand more.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited, because I think this is potentially our van, and
He should have come to that conclusion months ago when I did.
Well, I kind of did, but I was trying to do the right thing. I'm really excited for you guys to see it because they are definitely something very different. They're definitely, like Lisa said, a point of difference. They're definitely different. They've got some incredible things. See when we can reveal it officially.
Yes, and even though it seems like he's actually on board with me, I still have several caravan shows to go, probably thousands of YouTube videos to watch, because he will still need to do some research.
I think I'm pretty much there.
We will see.
I'm just scared about the money, but yeah, pretty much there.
Hey, I'm Minister of Finance, and Minister of Finance says we're looking good.
Okay, grab the credit card.
We don't own a credit card.
No, true. Anyway,
Okay.
thanks very much, and we will definitely see you on the next one. See you soon, guys. Bye. Ah! Car stopping. Jesus.